Lucie with 12South Pilates, and to start the new year off I thought we would focus on some oblique and glute work because everyone always wants a nice toned waist and toned tush, so I thought this would be a great thing for us to focus on in January, and then we'll move on to some other things next month. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use a band today. You don't have to use a band. You could use a ring if you have one of those handy. With the band, I'm just going to pull out in front a little bit. If you didn't have a band, you could just cross your arms in front of you as well. That could be one option for you. And if you had a ring, you would just hold it between your hands. So starting with the band, I'm going to scoop and roll myself about halfway down, pulling that belly button in, and then I'm going to twist from one side to the other. Excellent with that twist. Shh. 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 Rotating through my rib cage and letting my arms travel with my rib cage. So my arms are not pulling me around. They're just traveling with me as I whittle away at that waist. Shh. 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 Let's do a couple more. Shh. 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 And then I'm going to roll up. And then I'm going to take it down, and I'll do one more set of those. So scoop and roll. Shh. And then twist. Shh. 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 I'm pulling out a little bit on that band, and I'm keeping my belly button pulling towards my spine. I'm pressing my legs together, so I'm getting a little work there too. And let's go 2, 2, 1, and 1, and roll it back. So already with that little bit right there, I'm starting to feel those obliques warming up a little bit. With that, I'm going to roll myself all the way down onto the mat. I'm going to set myself up to do a little bit of spine articulation, but we're going to add in some glutes and some obliques into our spine articulation. So I'm starting out with my feet hip distance apart, my palms are laying flat. I'm going to tilt and roll myself all the way up. Let's just do a couple regular spine articulations. One vertebrae at a time, nice tilt to the pelvis, lifting with those low abs first, and taking it back down. So now let's add on a tiny bit and get myself situated. I'm going to roll all the way up, and I'm going to take my right hip and I'm going to twist it up about 1 inch, and then I'm going to take myself down so my left cheek hits that mat. That forces me to use my obliques just a little bit more if I add that twist in there. Let's do 3 more on this side, keeping that little twist. 2 and 1, and then I'm going to twist my left hip up so my right cheek is going to tap that mat. So I take it down. And let's do 3 more. Here's 3 and 2 and 1, leveling out my pelvis. Now I'm going to take my glutes and I'm going to crunch them up. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to stretch it up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to try and lift that leg higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant that foot down, switching to my left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm starting to feel some work in those glutes. Let's do 10 more little glute crunches up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll yourself all the way back down. You can take a moment just to pull your knees into your chest. Give that back a little rock from side to side. Press that back down. And we're going to roll ourselves up. And we're going to come onto all fours. And we'll do a little more work. That's going to require a little bit of balance. Balance is always good for that stability. And it's also going to let us get into our glutes again and our obliques. So let's start by stretching your right arm out and your left leg. Hold for a couple breaths, just finding that nice frame. And then from here, I'm going to go elbow to knee. So I've got a little bit of a twist going on there. Crunching through that core, reaching long. Feel a little work through the back of my leg. And let's do 2 and 1. Hold it out there. Let's pulse that hand and foot up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you notice those pulses were only about 1 inch, so it wasn't going very far, but I could sure feel that through the back of my leg, so it's nice working through that hamstring glute. So let's switch sides. Stretch it out, elbow to knee. reach and crunch. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Reach it out. 10 little pulses up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, a little bit more for those glutes. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to hinge out to the side. Just lifting and lowering. Working a little more on the outside of that leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching legs. Kind of like a dog at a fire hydrant if you want to be honest, but it's an effective move. You'll feel it in the glutes. And let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And if we really want to get those obliques, we can't omit a side plank. So I'm going to come down onto my forearm. We're going to do a low side plank. I'm going to stack my feet one on top of the other. You have the option of putting one foot a little bit in front of the other, or bending a knee underneath if you feel like you need that for a little extra stability. But I'm going to go with my legs stacked, and I'm going to press up and hold, trying to make my body a nice long line, including my head. That's part of that line. I'm not looking at my toes. Couple more breaths. And then I'm going to switch to the other side because I want to get my obliques on the other side. So I'll just pivot myself to the other end of that mat. Set my legs up. And then here we go. Hold and breathe. Two more breaths. And bring it down. So with that, you should feel a little toning in the tush, a little whittling of the waist, and some extra work in the core too. So I hope that gives you the tone and the shape that you want, and I look forward to sharing more with you later. It's Lucie from 12 South Pilates. Thank you.